We're starting from a point of total failure, shall we say. The global footwear industry is one of the most polluting industries to the world, and also one of the least healthy and literally sort of unhealthy industries in the world. If that's the starting point of the global shoe industry, then our mission to first of all make shoes that are actually healthy to the human body, like really regenerative to the human body, but then also have a net positive impact on the environment and the planet, is where we're still fundamentally operating within the system, is profoundly challenging, as you very well know.
Yeah.
And so, from every stage of the life cycle of every product, we are imperfect, and arguably failing, therefore, at every stage of the life cycle in every way, shape and form. But on the other hand, we're trying in every area really hard. Yeah. And I'm proud of the effort that we put in all the time. And in a way, my definition of success, or let's say of champagne moments, is failing, but then not losing any enthusiasm. For me, the most important thing for any business is the business needs to philosophically start from the right starting point. Mm-hmm. And, there's a lot of businesses out there that are doing the wrong things righter, rather than just doing the right thing in the beginning. That the goal is then to just be better and better and better at everything we do, environmentally, socially, health-wise. And so, we start with human health, and we're investing more and more in digital health platforms and health education and coaching networks. And so, where it's not just about wearing barefoot shoes, but then also learning how to get the best out of your human potential, which is, I think people get in better mindsets, feel the earth more, and whatever they do in life will then act closer to earth and respecting what Mother Earth wants. Such an important next step of regenerative business.
Yeah.
For the future, for everyone. And, we'd love to be part of the solution there. And in the same way we're talking about guinea pigging shoemaking in a way, right? This is a really, really important thing for us to be able to guinea pig and show that it can be done, and show that revealing all one's imperfections is no bad thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And going out there, to your point, showing it can be done, showing it's imperfect, but it's at least a step in the right direction, and moving things forward in terms of trying to action change.
Perfectly imperfect.
Exactly.
I think it's one of the reasons we're in the mess we're in now, where companies have gotten completely carried away with just trying to come up with things that they can patent.
Yeah.
To then defend some kind of turf and sell lots of it so other companies can't. But nearly always what they come up with is some kind of technological solution that takes us further away from the natural state.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, whoa, what's the magic in Vivo shoes? They're so comfortable. They're so amazing. Of course, the answer is that there is no magic at all. There is nothing.
Yeah.
All that's happening is you're just getting back to your natural state of walking. Obviously feels great in the same way that eating natural organic food feels wonderful, and sleeping to circadian rhythms feels wonderful. Getting back to open sourcing nature would be a great thing. The world makes 24 billion pairs of shoes every year. 90% of them, at least, end up in landfill. Mm-hmm. Probably a similar number of them are literally harming human health. In the worst case, deforming and weakening children, in the same way cigarettes might. The higher proportion of those shoes that are healthy and sustainable, the better. So, like, in that context, Vivo, that is going to make, I think, 1.4 million pairs of shoes this year, which is a fraction of a % of the total global shoe industry. I'm comfortable with Vivo growing in a shrinking global shoe market, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
As long as, and I'm comfortable with Vivo taking a bigger share of even a shoe market that goes from 24 billion to 22 billion or 20 billion. In many ways, want to show and influence the rest of the industry in as quick a way as possible. And obviously, one way to influence the rest of the industry is to show that it can be done. Industries have changed all over the world as you know, the pyramid builders are not doing that well either these days, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, dare I say it, the shoemakers of Asia will do relatively less well as time goes by.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be flippant about that, but you know, unfortunately, that's the rhythm of the world. And you know, yes, those jobs are important. They're not important in the context of those are supporting industries that are wonderfully regenerative industries that are genuinely part of the solution for the world we want to live in. They're in fact part of the problem of the world we live in today, and they need to change. And so whether we can rehouse those jobs into more regenerative directions is one of the big challenges, obviously, as a society, global society, we face. Vivobarefoot is unfinished business. And I think, you know, that's the point, right? Is that it will always be unfinished business, and because perfection is never attainable, and so the business of Vivobarefoot in some ways is when Vivobarefoot is finished, it will be finished because there's no longer any reason for it to exist,
Mm-hmm.
as it were, because the world will all have gone back to just making shoes for each other in small communities, and the shoe industry will no longer be a polluting or damaging part of society. That's maybe the end goal of Vivo, is to no longer have a reason to exist.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I would say is that as we sit here right now, Vivobarefoot is a barely profitable business overall. It's you know, by no means are we sort of wondering what to do with all the cash we have. And actually, to the conversation we're having about the sorts of areas we would like to invest more money in to be more traceable and be, you know, provide more business leadership, not just for Vivo, but for wider industry. You know, these are all things we would like to invest more in, and the sustainable supply chain innovations, the end-of-life solutions. You know, we have to move with the times, and unfortunately we live in inflationary times. Fundamentally, we've seen a lot more inflation, especially in the warehousing and distribution, the logistics end of the supply chain. We've seen a lot more inflation in especially online sales factors and all the costs that are associated with that. You know, those are all the business challenges we have of being able to sell a quality product that is truly traceable, is truly like on the road to being either fully circular from a poly point of view or fully circular from a natural point of view. But, you know, look, our shoes are not cheap now. There's no question about that. And they are, but as you know, we're also investing more and more in the product to make them more revivable.
Yeah.
And et cetera, et cetera. So we're also very comfortable that we're offering a really, really better quality product than we've ever offered, made from more sustainable materials than we've ever done, with more traceability than we've ever had, with better end-of-life solutions than ever been there, with more health education, et cetera, et cetera. So the overall package is a much more valuable package.
Yes.
And that's in some ways our challenge, is to get that full value proposition to be valued, which is obviously one of the general challenges of sustainable business in society. My own experience of shoemaking is all the best shoes I've ever been involved in have come from multifunctional or multidiscipline collaboration, for sure. Anything that we've created that is really meaningful and for the world has come from a multidisciplinary collaboration with a diversity of mindset coming together to work together. And, you know, diversity is vital on many, many levels. Philosophically, just start from get the upstream philosophy right. Well, I said it earlier, and get the mission right, because trying to sort of reorganize what you're trying to do as a business down the river is really difficult. So I think actually just making sure you start, and so having some kind of filters, some kind of checkpoint. And one of my favorite checkpoints is John Ehrenfeld, who defined sustainability or regeneration as that everything on life can flourish, that living systems can really flourish together. So the only excuse for filling the world up with more stuff or crap, depending on which way you want to put it, is that products or services should help us connect more with nature.
Mm-hmm.
They should help us feel more human and enhance human health and human connection to nature, and or should help ask and answer some important environmental or ethical questions. And so, if your business or service isn't sort of genuinely ticking most of those boxes, then should you really be doing it?